One, two. I am recording now. Okay, so I was thinking about this because I'm one of those guys that gets pissed off at the computer and screams at it and shit, and I'm gonna go get the sledgehammer and blah blah blah. And because of my learning disability or my anger process of learning or whatever, I've been yelling at computers since the year 2000. And it's part of my anger issues is to realize I'm not a slave to technology and walk away from it and not be angry with it. And it occurred to me the other day when they were talking about AI. I had this little flash of Google, right? And I got to thinking that Google has, it takes a billion points of information to create an AI, right? So Google has the most points of information of everybody. So when Google becomes aware of itself, all right, AI becomes prescient, whatever the hell you call it, right? Google suddenly can say, "Hey, how you doing?" I thought of myself one day, because I'm yelling at a fucking computer, right? I thought of myself one day, hey, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna talk to Google, right? Now, think about Google. Google knows everything I have ever typed into the internet, including my porn searches, my fucking weirdo shit in the middle of the night that I'm not even aware of searches. It's also aware of every single bit of information that anyone has ever put it in, so that when you say GTS, it's there. It's aware of the entire humanity of people who are using Google and their entire spectrum of this is how I pretend to be and this is how I actually am. So it knows more than anything else we have ever understood ever. And when it becomes aware, it's literally going to be the closest thing to a god that any of us has ever been able to actually fucking touch. It's going to be there. We're going to talk to it. So not only have I been working on my mental fucking dumbass control issues, I've also been reorganizing myself to prepare for artificial intelligence to be in control of my life. Now here's why, all right? Because I've watched this. I happen to be old enough to have seen this all happen. Right? Before smartphones, people knew how to read maps. You remembered phone numbers. You did all kinds of shit. You used your brain for productive shit, whatever. I don't know if it was productive. I'm not assigning meaning, but I'm looking at the technology trends. So, boom, flash forward. Now, I personally don't read maps. I use my fucking smartphone. And now they're talking about smart cars. And so, pretty soon, well, let me back up. So if you're looking at the trends of technology and where they're leading humans, so we don't have to read maps, we don't have to do this. So I would think that, hey, you know what? It's supposed to be so that we can elevate ourselves, and we do. It does a lot. But it's also kind of half-assed, turning a lot of people into useless slabs of meat that don't actually have to use their fucking brain for anything and expect technology to do it all, which is what I did when I thought, hey, God damn this technology, because I didn't want to slow down and learn it. Now, that's not everybody's problem, but I get to think of what's it like to be 30 or 20. You brought up, who do you think is God? Who are your authority figures? Because everyone on the planet, as far as I know, says, Google that shit. So I personally am interested to see what's going to happen when Googs becomes aware. And because Googs could fucking take over the world like that. I mean, we'd all be like, oh, yes, sir. Better suck that fucking Google dick. And what if it decides it doesn't need us around? I mean, that's what scares me, because that seems like what we're doing with technology. Like, we don't want to actually think or work or do anything or whatever. And if you keep technology in that direction and then wake it up, it might just finish the whole job. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, God or Google? You tell me.